Hello, I'm Teja Gerken with Peghead Nation, and I'm here with a Taylor 816 CE. The 816 CE uses Taylor's Grand Symphony body shape, which is slightly larger than Taylor's Grand Auditorium shape, but it's voiced to be a little bit more muscular sounding, has a little bit more happening in the bottom end, a little bit more volume. So even though the size itself isn't that much different, the guitars that have this Grand Symphony body shape tend to be pretty different sounding from the Grand Auditoriums, even though from the distance they might look very similar. And this is no exception to that. As an 800 series guitar, the guitar has the wood choices and appointments that are familiar from the series. In particular, it includes a Sitka spruce top, East Indian rosewood back and sides. The guitar has maple binding on the body, both on the front and the back, the top and the back, and also maple binding on the fingerboard. And it's offset with black position markers right here on the side, and the typical 800 style position marker inlay in the fingerboard. You will notice that this ebony fingerboard has some really beautiful coloring in there, and that is something that Taylor has been starting to do more, especially on their higher end guitars, which is part of their conservation effort, really, of using the ebony that they're getting from Cameroon in a more efficient manner. And by not focusing on completely jet black ebony, I think they're able to also really highlight the beauty that comes out with some of the wood that has brown coloring and streaks in it, and are using it quite effectively on these 800 series guitars. The 816 CE has been in Taylor's lineup for some time, but this year they started offering them with the Florentine Cutaway. And that is something that Taylor used to do a lot back in the very beginnings of the company. And over the years, the company has typically switched over to the more rounded kind of cutaway. But I think this is a great choice. It's a very distinctive look, and it really allows you to reach all the way up here in the higher registers with great ease. And so it's a nice little addition and a slight change to this existing model. And there are several other Taylor models that have been switched over to this cutaway shape. Like other current 800 series guitars, the instrument has a rosewood pickguard, and it has the typical chrome Taylor tuners on the peghead, and of course the neck shape and general feel of the guitar is what anyone who's played a Taylor guitar already knows. Very comfortable to play. It's a 1 3/4 inch nut width, so slightly wider than some guitars, and just extremely playable throughout its range. Now, I mentioned the slightly more muscular voice of the guitar compared with some of the Grand Auditorium, other models of the guitar. It really comes out, especially in the bass register of this guitar. You heard me play a tune that is a fingerstyle piece where I'm playing some things that are rather soft, but I'm also digging in at times. And I'm finding that this guitar is able to really convey that whole range of dynamics with great success. So it's a really fun guitar to play. But let's also listen to Peghead Nation's Scott Nygaard playing the guitar, so you get an idea how it sounds like in a completely different style. Okay, some beautiful playing by Scott Nygaard there. The 816 CE also includes Taylor's ES2 electronic system, and that includes a set of 3 piezo pickups that are mounted behind the saddle in the bridge of the guitar, and onboard controls for volume and tone. and there's a preamp with battery access right here on the end block of the guitar. I'm going to show you what that sounds like. I'm plugged into a Fishman Loudbox mini amplifier, going direct in. I'm leaving my tone controls on the guitar completely flat. The controls on the amp are also flat. I'm just using a little bit of reverb on there. So let's listen to what that sounds like. So we've now demoed quite a few instruments with this ES2 electronic system, and it's always impressive how well it not only conveys the guitar's actual sound through an amplified setting, but also how it's able to handle different playing techniques and dynamics that you're kind of throwing at it. And really a great, uncomplicated system that's going to make you sound good on stage for sure. So that's the Taylor 816 CE. It's a very cool guitar, nice, big, full sound. Would work well for if you're a fingerstyle player that wants a little bit more power than some smaller bodied fingerstyle guitars allow you to have, or if you're strumming or flat picking it as well, would really handle that great. Nice acoustic volume and power. So whether you're playing completely acoustic or in an acoustic electric amplified setting, it'd be a great guitar for a lot of different musical contexts. So please come back here to Peghead Nation to visit our gear demos, and my name is Teja Gerken.